Hi, welcome back to Learning Spanish. In this video, we'll be learning about adjectives or adjetivos in Español. But before everything else, let's define what is an adjective or adjetivo. An adjective is a word that describes a noun like tall, clean, empty, friendly, nice, black, happy, sad, and some other word that describes a noun. In English, the adjective comes right before the noun. For example, the White House. White is a word describing the color of the noun, which in this case is the house. Another example is a nice person. Nice is a word describing the character of a person, which is the noun in that particular sentence. Another one is an empty bottle. Empty is a word describing the condition of the bottle, which is the noun. Contrary to our idea in English, in Spanish, most adjectives come right after the noun. In the examples given a while ago, it would become la casa blanca. So in this case, casa, which is the noun, comes first before the adjective, which is blanca, which is white. In the second example, la persona simpática. Persona is the noun and simpática is the adjective. Also with the third example given a while ago, una botella vacía. Vacía is an adjective describing the noun, which is botella. Remember that in Spanish, nouns have genders. It could either be masculine or feminine. And so with the adjectives. All adjectives, or most adjectives, should I say, ending in letter O are masculine, and most adjectives ending in letter A are feminine. Examples are alto, masculine, alta, feminine. Contento, masculine, contenta, feminine. Gordo, masculine, gorda, feminine. However, not all adjectives in Spanish end in either letter A or letter O. So, there are adjectives ending in some other letters, like letter L, for example, fácil, débil, or letter E. Examples are fuerte, inteligente. Such an adjective is applied to both feminine and masculine. For example, un trabajo fácil, una lección fácil, un hombre fuerte, una mujer fuerte. Also remember that just like nouns in Spanish, adjectives have its singular and its plural form. It's very easy. We have the same pattern in Spanish nouns on how to convert the singular adjectives into plural adjectives. So, adjectives ending in a vowel, in order for it to be converted into a plural form, what we need to do is just add s. So in the examples given a while ago, alto, it will become altos. Alta, it will become altas. Negro, it will become negros. Negra, it will become negras. On the other hand, adjectives ending in a consonant, in order for it to be converted into a plural form, what we need to do is to add es. For example, difícil, difíciles. Débil, débiles. Frágil, frágiles. Also, with regard adjectives ending in the letter Z, what we need to do is drop the letter Z and change it to letter C, then add es. Examples are feliz, felices, capaz, capaces. Moreover, there are adjectives in Spanish that comes right before the noun it describes. Examples are mucho, which means a lot of or many. Another example, poco, which means less or a little bit of. Another examples are suficiente, bastante, ambos, cada. And by the way, with regard the adjective cada, it remains the same both in masculine and in feminine. Cada persona, cada apartamento. Also, there are adjectives that could either replace right before or right after the noun without modifying or without altering its meaning. Most common examples are bueno and malo. You can say un hombre bueno or un bueno hombre. In addition, there are some adjectives that could be placed either before or right after the noun it describes. However, the meaning changes. Most common examples of this type of adjectives are antiguo, pobre, mismo, cierto. In the adjective antiguo, if we will be placing it right before the noun, it will have the meaning of former. Su antiguo novio, meaning her former boyfriend. However, if we'll be placing the adjective antiguo right after the noun it describes, it will have the meaning of an ancient. Example is una carta antigua, meaning an ancient letter. Same goes with mismo. If we'll be placing it right before the noun it describes, it will have the meaning of the same. El mismo libro, the same book. El doctor mismo, meaning himself, the doctor himself. El pobre niño, meaning an unfortunate child. But if we'll be making it el niño pobre, meaning the poor child, like without money. Cierto, if we'll be placing it before the noun it describes, it will have the meaning of certain, like cierto día, certain day. But if we'll be placing it right after the noun it describes, then it will have the meaning of sure or correct, like una cosa cierta, a sure thing. That's all for this video. In the next video for learning Spanish, I'll be providing at least 50 Spanish adjectives with the corresponding English translation. Ciao!